Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM20. It's Women's Tour. We're on episode 42. We're at the Cascade Cycling Classic. Not a sponsor objective, just having fun with my home race. Peloton's down to 38 riders here on stage number 2. It's a short, punchy stage, just under 100 kilometers. We've got 25 left of those, and this peloton is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller as the pace has been relentless throughout. Our third rider has just been dropped in this last group of 12 that's out the back, regaining contact at least momentarily. Kansani is in that one, and then we've now got one rider trying to attack off the front, which then again lifts the pace. This is going to be the last little uphill slog until we get to the final uphill climb to the finish. You can see just how steep this is at 24% right before the top there. That's crazy. And that's Oregon and Washington roads for you, where you do have those extreme short, punchy uphill sections. Got a couple of those right near my house, and they are very difficult rides. Shuts also went out in that last little bunch. We're down to 36 riders up here, which means I have just 2 left. Mama Lenti, our leader, our favorite, is still looking pretty good. Sobi is a bit fatigued as we head into now just 10K to go. And it looks like we're going to have a good little bit of uphill swing, and you can see it gets steeper right at the end, which is perfect for a rider like Mama Lenti. 6K to go for Sobi. That's a good lead out time, but then as we come in on 5K to go, now we're set up for Mama Lenti, and that is also with 4K to go. About time we swap this and prepare for the final push. Mama Lenti still in great shape, and you got to figure many of these 36 are not. So Sobi, bring us forward. 3.8K, so we don't want to do it all at once. We do want to have a lead out for that final push. Don't want to be solo too early. Okay, Sobi, speed up a little bit more. She is not a puncher. She is a climber, so being at a 95 is not good, but with 1.6K to go, this is where Sobi needs to make her push and pull us into the final K for Mama Lenti, then to attack with 800 meters to go and go clear and take the stage. Will she hang on? She's going to be out of red bar a little before the finish, but it is going to be enough. Mama Lenti for the win. There's that solid lead out we needed from Sobi. Sweet, we got a victory. Taylor Wiles takes second. And as we kick off stage number 3, I'll go ahead and bring this one in its entirety. Mama Lenti is now up to second place overall, just 6 seconds behind the race leader. The race leader is Taylor Wiles, who has taken a podium on both of the first 2 stages. You can see with a little uphill and a short stage, it's important that you get up to the front a little bit faster than what you would do normally. And that's why instead of running the normal 70, I bring the riders up a little bit quicker with a little increased effort. It does take a little bit out of them, but otherwise you could spend 30K trying to get your riders to the front and actually end up having some of the riders going out the back instead, because the overall field is effort up. And you can see that we're not actually going the right direction, especially with these back 2. So that 74 alone wasn't getting the job done and causing us to lose our position a little bit. Kansani's about to go at the back. Here's exactly what I was talking about. And at the moment, we see a split as 90 riders have been split off somewhere near the back, and Pesserini was actually among those. It is going to come back together, but that's exactly what I was talking about could potentially happen here. We're seeing this high tempo early on in this stage, and it's absolutely having its impact. A little bit of recovery now, but we're still split off, and most likely it's going to come back together, but there's actually no guarantee that that front group's not going to continue to keep some sort of pace. White is the only one that's actually doing the pulling back here for this group, which now includes Kansani as well. Kansani now coming forward. And you know what? I don't need these 2 up there. Why don't we just go to auto and let them do their thing? I'm not entirely opposed to just having 45 riders at this point in the peloton. Shuts is still on that forward move. Let's ease off there, and let's go ahead and get you on protecting Mama Lenti, who's on a +3 today. That's nice. And we seem to have sat up maybe a little bit. No, we have not. You know what? Let's just go maintain position for you two, please. Let somebody else do the work. Save your energy. Cat 3 coming up, and then we also have that finishing climb. We still have the establishment of a breakaway group trying to happen right now. 6 riders currently off the front. Now 3 more going clear. And 4 more attacking. We are not the race leader. It's not up to us to protect against this, but we're getting into the low teens, which is about where you want or expect that to go. It also allowed that back group a chance to catch up. And here they are. So White and Kinsani now. Let's bring them into the fold. And let's see, of these we want to protect Shuts.
The riders are going through a very tough portion with percentages above 10%.
Is Kinsani the one? Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, 82. Blinking red is okay as long as it's not bad, as long as you're not way off the pace, and it's 2.5K, so they might drift back a little bit, but they're not going to drift back a crazy amount. And this is definitely the hardest climb, longest climb of the day. Finishing climb. It's going to cover roughly the same elevation change, but it's going to do it in twice the distance. And we now have 103 in the peloton. Front group, 220 to the front. 12 riders overall off the front, but they're split up. That's not going to help them have much power to go forward. And then we're also within the window for our one and only water grab of the day. White back to get the bid-ons and distribute them amongst the team. And with that task still not complete. Why is she finding this so difficult? There you go. She finally finished. And now we're pushing into the final 28K. And we've already got some struggles happening here. Shuts has gone backwards, blinking red on occasion with an 82 and just not able to cover that ground. Passerini is just about done. White is just about done. We'll gel up for them. Kinsani's not going to hang on much longer either. I think both of them could be out before we hit that final climb, as in over this slow uphill that we're on right now. Breakaway is just about finished. Final rider, 30 seconds. And the peloton just split in a big way. Passerini's already gone. White is going. And Kinsani out the back. Okay, Shuts needs to now go protect Mamalenti. We do not have the kind of energy we had last time. We've got a little climb before the final climb right here. But I've got 3 riders this time, so that's good.
The percentages are very high.
I was worried about Shuts on that one, but she hangs on. She's okay. And that sets us up for the final climb now. Just 10K to go and just 25 riders in the group. And that is a good time to set this up. Let's say 94 for a base. We now have Shuts to lead out. That's going to give us that little extra. Not 94 for her, though. We'll back off a little bit until we kind of cross the bridge here. Alright, I think once we make this corner, just after it anyway. So we get ready. And it was a little further around the corner than I thought. It's that next corner where we're really ramping up, but you can see even just before it right here, this first switchback, we're already kind of on that uphill slog and that push, and 6K to go. Shuts not going to last much longer here, but she set us up, kept Sobi going a little bit longer, and already put us in that prime position. Shuts just finishing it off. Sobi pushing into the gravel for the finish. Mamalenti gel. A little hard here, maybe. It eases off here for just a little bit, but after this switchback, it's going to go uphill again. Still 3K to go, and Sobi does not have much left in the tank, so we're getting pretty late on to be leaving it just for Mamalenti. I think we're going to have a little bit of a harder time today than we did, as Sobi finishes off her effort and onto Mamalenti. We've already got an attack, and Wiles has not been able to respond thus far. But you can see us and Wiles both trying to make our response now, and Mamalenti coming up on the finish, but just that little bit left. It looks like Nobra was fading, and now is fading, but so are we, so are we, so are we. We're fading. We're fading. We're fading.
There we go. The sprint is on.
Not quite enough. Not quite enough today. Still in a decent position for the GC. Hopefully we'll get same time as a group. Nobret does hang on. De Jong, Wiles was actually behind us as well, so in terms of the overall and those advantages, at least that competitor won't gain any further on us, but we'll see if we lose time to any of the others. We do lose 25 seconds. They all went individual other than the few front runners. Even though it was pretty tight, they did give some pretty significant time gaps, and that does cost us. We go from prime position down to 6th. Taylor Wiles lost even more, so she's down to 7th. And we're still in an okay place. Certainly not a bad place to be. 21 seconds off the lead in the top 10, but I was hoping we would have gotten the same time there. Figures that whenever we're the ones at the front, that it does give that same time in a group that tight, but then the moment we're not right at the front and winning the stage, it separates time. Because the last stage, Mama Lenti had an advantage. She was at least 2 bike lengths ahead of the nearest rival, and she didn't get a time gap. And then when they are 2 bike lengths ahead of the next, when they're 1 bike length ahead of the next rider, they get a time gap. Go figure. It happens. And we move forward to stage number 5. It's another short, punchy one. We're already down to just 43K to go. I would like to get water a single time here on this one as soon as we go over the top here. This climb is fairly significant. It's not so minor. It takes a while to get through, and it's at a high enough percentage, and it's a skinny enough road, and you get up to about 15% for a stretch there. It's not the hardest climb by any means, but it's also not the easiest, and it's really easy, as we see here. Kansani, the cause of the latest one right there, that is quite easy to see splits. And therefore, with these final 2 laps, we're going to have to make sure we hold at the front a lot better this next time. This right now is the bulk of our team in a split that's just now recovering and just now getting back to the front, and we're on the flat for a little bit. White, let's go ahead and get that water before it's too late. Before we hit the climb, come on, White. Come on, Emma. Get up there. Get up there. Okay. Do I already see somebody tagging along going to the back? Passerini, Gel. Alright, this time we definitely want to stay at the front much better, because I don't think this is all coming back together. Also, it's such a small group already that with a little acceleration at the front from, what is that, Ruth Winder, wearing the national champions jersey, pushing the tempo. And now backing off, but yeah, that was a much tougher climb than the previous times, and the previous times already did a lot compared to what we saw. And Mama Lenti, our best puncher, our best chances on the stage, just got dropped, partly without the support of Passerini, but I think she just got caught behind a rider who's a bit off pace and dropping back. And that's costing her. She could be out of contention here. I have a feeling these 22 will make it back on to those 22 here in just a moment. I'd certainly like to see that happen, as she's definitely our best chance of getting a result. She's a very good puncher and on a +2 today. This group still has not made contact as of yet, though. And do I want to drop back and pick up Mama Lenti? I feel like I should. So let's do this. We're going to prepare, and we're going to get Sobi behind Schutz, behind Kansani, and then behind White, and then we're going to wait for Mama Lenti. So form our train, and there, just like that, we've bridged the gap. Okay, and White, now we're going to go effort up. It's already down to 6K, so we're going to start pushing White and Kansani. And we're almost to the base. Here comes that right-hander. Oh, those two just squeezed us. Prick.
Only 5 kilometers left.
Oh, that was terrible. We had plenty of space to go right through, and this is that skinny roadway, so we have got to work hard to try to get through this. White stretching this out is going to help with that. We've got those last 3 riders. White is just about done. We're going to be on to Kansani. Let's hope that the others have made it through, which I don't know that they have at this point. 3K now, so we're going to keep pushing. White is done, and then let's get gels going for everybody. So be Mamalenti, yes. Okay, we've gone clear. So on to Kansani. We've got a shot here. We have got a shot. 2.7. Kansani pulling us out front, and it's just a group of 10, or at least it was for a fraction of a second there. Now it's just a group of 8. And Schutz, what's happened with Sobi and Mamalenti have been left behind. Schutz, I want you to just continue on here, and Mamalenti is going to have to go clear, or can Sobi give us a little more pace around the outside here? On to Mamalenti, who's not even able to come out from behind Sobi at the moment. Back to the top. There you go. Nice. 500 meters. Can you go clear and take the stage? She's out of red bar. She's gone clear, though. And she'll get it. She'll get it. She was punchy enough. Schutz is going to grab third. Nice. And there's definitely better be time gaps, considering everything we saw on that last stage. There better be time gaps involved with that one, as there were significant gaps. I mean, it was 4 or 5 bike lengths just from Mamalenti to the second place rider. Let's hope we don't get screwed on that matter again. It's still going to be a decent finish for Kansani as well, just outside of the top 20 and 22nd. So he was 11th. Schutz, of course, that great finish there with 3rd. And that had everything to do with Sobi not having enough red bar left to go. And then Schutz was that next rider in the line and was just clear. The gap opened. Our top 2 and our next 2 opened that gap. And Schutz was able to hang on for a top 3. That was pretty solid finish there by her. But, of course, Mamalenti, much more pace. And Ruth Winder was down in 9th. No sign. Taylor Wiles down in 18th. So... and I don't see any of the top 3 from the last stage, I believe, anywhere near the front. So could it be? Could it be? We'll find out. This was the final stage. We do, in fact, get time gaps. Alonso Dominguez, Sandra Alonso Dominguez was 10 seconds off the pace. So Mamalenti, 10 seconds over her, plus 10 seconds for the victory. That's 20 seconds overall. So unless Alonso Dominguez was the race leader, that will move Mamalenti into the lead and that final jersey, meaning victor. Schutz was 13 seconds back along with 3 riders, and then we're looking at 23 already. So she was 21 seconds off the lead entering this stage. So I'm thinking she's looking pretty dang good at this point for a victory. You can see that next group at 29 and then 41. Oh, what? Sedrun? How is Sedrun 13 seconds? 10 on top of that is 23. 10 plus 13 is 23. We were 21 seconds off the lead. How would Sedrun have gained any sort of time unless she picked up some sort of time bonus out on track somewhere? I don't know how that just happened. Did I do my math wrong? Was it not 21 seconds? I thought it was only 21 seconds. Oh well. I suppose we have to settle for 2nd overall and 2 stage victories. That's terribly disappointing, though. I don't know where the math on that made any sense. I did quick sim stage number 4 and did not look at the results afterwards to see where we were, but I assumed 21 seconds was still 21 seconds. Apparently not. So he finishes 13th. Mamalenti, not sure where that went wrong, but we do get the points classification. We do get the KOM. Just 2nd on the under 25s, as Sedrun was an under 25, and not a bad rider. Baradeur, maybe it was a breakaway kind of thing on stage 4, and we take 2nd in the team classification. I know that this was a very short episode today, but really pressed for time this week. If you haven't heard it on one of my other series or videos, we lost our employee to moving out of state, and our new employee starts a week and a half later. And so I'm spending a lot of time in the daycare over this week and a half, and then all my other duties. And then added on top of all of that, after over a year without any sports happening thanks to COVID, track season started this week. So I added that as well. So double duties getting added on that have easily added up to an 11, 12-hour day to do those two things that I haven't had to do for a long time, and I was already busy as it was without that extra 11 hours a day. So even sleep has been precious this week. Well, anyway, we do sit 17th in the Super Prestige, which is pretty solid. We're just 2 points shy of 2,000. Doing well overall for the season, and we'll see if we can continue it up. It's now 1st of June, and we'll be pushing forward into late June for the National Championships as our next venture. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.